What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Simulation for the Nation, and welcome for the very first time, well, at least on my channel, to Dusty Cove, the fantastic map from Dusty Dave himself. Now, we are doing something a little bit different here. I've alluded to this in several previous videos when we've been on the west coast there. We're starting a new series. This is going to be the first of a trilogy. So, this one is, you're now watching, you're now partaking in the Classic Farmer series. Now, the Classic Farmer series will be, as it is, as the name would suggest, based around classic machines. So there'll be nothing newer than the kind of, in terms of the tractors and the combines, and nothing newer than kind of circa 1995. We're gonna use Dusty Cove for this, and then we're gonna, once we farm this for probably in the region of about 20-30 episodes, or around that mark at least, we're gonna move into the next in the series, which will be the Modern Farmer series, and then following on from the Modern Farmer series, or the Modern Classic Farmer, we'll go into monster machines. So there's a lot to come, a lot to look forward to, certainly in the future. But for now, we need to concentrate on the early 90s, late 80s, with a whole host of wonderful machines. So, as you can see here, we're just getting the farm set up at the moment. Today is just going to be like an introductory video, wander around to show you what we have, the machines we're using, why I've chosen those, and then we'll kind of dive into the farm itself, the land we're going to be farming on, etc. So we have a Dominator 88 here. Now, I must start by saying all of the machines we have here on Dusty Cove for this Classic Farmer series are all machines that at some point in my previous farming life we had on the farm, and I drove for various periods of time in one respect or another, including that glorious tractor there, which is one of my favourite all times. Anyhow, so we have a Dominator 88S. Now, this was our combine on the farm, with the same size header, the C460 I think it is, which is currently still down at the depot. At the time when we had one of these, everywhere around north of England where we were based operated with Dominators pretty much. Dominators and New Holland TX32s, maybe a few of the older CX or the 80, 80, 80, 50, 60 models. But this, we went for the Dominator, and it was an outstanding machine, so I couldn't really choose any other option than that. We move into the, I mean, here it's New Holland. It was a Fiat 11090 back in the day. And this was a glorious machine. The power in this machine, for its size, was fantastic. And in my mind, this is a great little model as well. It's very clean, very tidy. I don't typically look into criticizing or analyzing textures of the models itself. I go for more from a gameplay standpoint. The wheel options I've put in here, I think, are very accurate, very true. I didn't want a front linkage on because we didn't operate with the front linkage on any of our tractors back in the day. So as you can see, they all don't have one on. But this was a fantastic little tractor, very punchy and great for the size of the farm that we were operating on. We do have a couple of Griffiths trailers here, one here and one over there. They are the closest match I could get for the trailers we had. Ours were actually custom built, but these are the closest match I can find. So we're going to continue with those. And then we're going to move around the corner here. As you can see, as we get around, kind of everything's hidden here, and you can kind of see what we have so far. But we've got a Ford T-Dub. We've gone for a mini Ford T-Dub, though. We've got the T-Dub 15. A great little tractor, again. Really outstanding little machine. Not quite as big as the other ones, but then again, we didn't operate with anything that size. This is for what we're going to be doing on this farm. This Ford will be perfect, and this is obviously Matt XJS's model. You know, it's just fantastic quality inside and out. Really, really good modeling here. So they are a great tractor. I've used the T-Dub 25 and 35s on other series of mine. So yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing with this one. And then we have our little spinner in the corner here. This is just one of the little Converland spinners, and then I am trying to find a good seed drill. Now, we used an old Amazon, I think it was a A303 or whatever they were called back then. So this is me trying to replicate it. Unfortunately, at the moment, these two do not attach. This linkage here is if you were going to put your power harrow as a front power harrow, so you connect through the front linkage there. Obviously, we're not going to do that, so I am trying to find another drill option of the 3-meter variety. But right now, we're going to keep this just as the drill, because it is quite a good little seed drill as well. Now we move back over to the other side of the sheds here. We've got a beast of a 4755. This may or may not be staying. When I was, the John Deere I drove of this era was a 3050, so a lot smaller. I can't find a good mod that I enjoy in that engine size, so we've plucked for the slightly bigger version. This is, like I say, the 4755. It is a little bit too big for this farm, as is the drill it's currently holding on the back. This is too new. I would prefer something a little bit smaller than this, if I'm being honest. But this is just here as like a substitute at the moment. This is probably going to be removed before the next video comes around. But this is just one of my options I'm thinking of at the moment. And then we have the glorious, glorious little Valmet 604. Now, I was going to put this into 2-wheel drive, but I thought, no, we'll stick to 4. This is going to be, at the moment, this is my only loaded tractor. And for a while on one of our farms, it was our only loaded tractor as well, and it did everything we wanted. Couldn't argue with it. It got worked right down to the bone, but it absolutely did everything we needed it to. So I'm going to roll with that, really. Again, a nice. This is recently on the Mod Hub, a nice small little tractor. The only thing I could poke holes with inside here. There was usually they had levers on both sides of the seat here. They usually had some auxiliary hydraulic levers down there. Other than that, though, the gearbox looks very similar. We've got the high-low range and all the gears on the gear stick there. You got your PTO and your handbrake on the side, so it is very accurate to life. So very of the time here, it was quite a quite a good, powerful tractor. When I was first going out and around, sitting in the tractor here with my old man, I'd sit there on that little bench. But yeah, lovely little machine. It's going to be a nice little tractor, loader tractor to have around the farm here. Then we've got this nice little sprayer. It's not a very big one at all. I think this is 12 meters, but it's, again, for what we're going to be doing here on Dusty Cove, it's going to be fantastic. I really can't fault that. So, we are, in terms of livestock here, we are going to be looking into both sheep and cows. So we've got a lot of work to be doing. We haven't bought any livestock yet. We've still got a few little bits of machinery, trailers, for example, stuck down the store, so we need to bring that back. And the next thing we'll do, if we have a very quick look onto here, bring up the old map. So, as you can see, we're changing things up a little bit. We are going to be getting rid of these fields down here. We're not going to own those for very much longer. Our main point of operation is going to be in the northwest corner here. So fields 1, 2, 32, 40, 32, 33, and then the 40s, 40 through 46. And like I say, the reason how we're going to be able to sell those other fields is very simple. We are also keeping 3, 4, and 8 there as well for some extra grassland. But for some of you who may not have used it before, I am going to open up this. So this is the Credit Union of Hagenstedt. So this is the bank. With this mod, it's very easy to be able to manage and operate which fields we own, which fields we lease, and it gives you the option to lease fields as well, which is very good. However, we do not want field number 30. So we're going to sell field 30. We don't want 20 through 25 either. So we're going to sell, sell. Nor do we want field number 16 or 11. 11's a very small one, but we don't want that. So everything else looks good. This is where we're going to be working from, so that's very good. We're going to leave the bank now. And what we're going to do, we've gathered a little bit of extra money through selling those fields. So it figures we may as well go take one more trip down to the dealers. Now, which tractor? I'm going to take the Ford. I've already just come back in the Fiat, so we'll leave that there. I've decided to have only one beacon on all of our tractors as well. I feel like the 2 beacons or double beacons are really like more of a new age preference. So I'm going with 1 beacon and 1 beacon only for this season at least, and we'll probably change that up later down the line. In terms of more realistic, we are using that where possible. The Combine, the Fiat and the Ford are all enabled with the more realistic mod. We will always look to implement a new version where possible. Oh dear. Well, I thought that was disengaged. We'll have to go and pop that back. And obviously we're using the stock plough here primarily just because it is more realistic. I did try to use an older plough, but it did not work very well. So we had to leave that one. But let's just pop this back in here and let's all just pretend that no one saw the plough dragging along the yard. That's better. So from here, as you can see, we are in the northwest corner of Dusty Cove, and we're heading back down into the village. It's not a very particularly long ride by any stretch, so we're going to get this over with, and then we'll be able to move on. And we won't be buying any livestock today. I am just going to go down to the yard. There's a few, like I say, the header for the combines down there, and there's a few other bits and pieces. And we may look into buying. We are still yet to buy a mower as well for any grassland, so we need to look into that as well. But we'll see what we can do in that regard. And as we are using slightly older machines, we do not have we don't have any 40k or 50k gearboxes. So right now it's a bit of a slow poke to get down there. Maximum we've got, I think, is the 30k box, which is never ideal. It reminds me a lot of leading corn on the 30k gearbox, which was always very slow. When you had 10 ton of wheat behind you with a 30k box, you didn't really get anywhere very quickly. However, we'll move forward. And back in the day, we went from having we upgraded our new our Fiat, which we have in the yard there. We went from that to a what was a Ford still then. And the reason the Ford 40 series is not in this pack is because it's going to be coming up in in the next series. I'm going to transfer that over to there, I do believe. But we went to a 77 and a 7840 series, and they had a 40k box in, and the 7740 was equipped with a turbo, if I recall rightly. And compared to this and the Fiat, they were pocket rockets. Absolutely flew around. Oh, hello gentlemen. And you guys. I must admit as well, in the setting up of this map, when I brought the combine back to the yard, I may have squashed a pedestrian on the zebra crossing there. They came out of nowhere, I swear they did. Alright, so as we come into the yard here, there's a few bits of equipment lying around, as you can see. I'm going to just hook up to the combine header. So we'll just put that in. And as we're here, we'll have a quick look. Now, I was going to use this baler. This is a class Roland 44. This is a string tie baler, so instead of net wrap, it should in theory use 6 or 7 individual string twine, wraps really. However, when I connect this up to the tractor, the animation is not very good, so I don't know if I was doing anything wrong, but the pickup reel doesn't turn, nor does it lower down, so I'm a little bit hesitant to use that. But we'll see. I do like the looks of it, and like I say, it is portraying what we used before we got into the net wrap balers. And then we have this little guy here. Now this is it's pronounced Agra, I think, but this is like a tedder. What I would call it though, from my past, is a woofler. And what would happen is this goes through any troughs, be it straw or grass or hay, and this will teads it through, lifts it up, lets the air come through, and then lets it kind of sit as a nice fluffy swath on the ground again. So when the wind breezes through there, it kind of is able to dry out the swath. So we're using this as opposed to a tedder, but what I do need to find still is a good mower. And as you can see right now, the mowers are not something that we have in the suitable age. So I'm currently downloading a few different mods, and we'll check and see how that goes. But for now, I'm going to jump back in the T-dub. We're going to take this header trailer back up to the yard, park it in the shed next to the combine. It's not going to be used for a while because, as you can see, we are using seasons and it's still only early spring, so we've got a lot of work to do. But we will get ahead with that and get caught up a little bit off camera just to keep us up to date. And then we'll probably, in the next couple of episodes, we'll be getting straight in with the grass work, so that's going to be exciting. Now, I'm open to the possibility of doing either baled silage or indeed pit silage. So please do, if you have any preference, let me know in the comments below as to which way you'd like to go with that, and I'll see what I can do for you. In the meantime, though, we are going to have to spread some fertilizer. That's pretty much a given at the moment, and then we'll have to make a few inroads with sowing a few crops as well. But I'm going to aim to do, because of my other series as well, at the moment, both at Culborough and in the West Coast, we've been doing a lot of drilling, so I'm probably going to skip straight past that, I think, here, because I don't want to keep repeating the same thing over and over again. So, like I say, I'm going to just take this back up to the yard. This has been a very quick introduction, really, as to what's going to happen. We're really going to get stuck into the deep dive of farming here on Dusty Cove in the next episode, which we're going to start over the Christmas period, so do keep an eye out for that. I am going to leave this now, like I say, and we're going to crack on and get everything set up here. So, at this stage, thank you very much for watching and what is going to be this new version, new series of Classic Farmer here. If you do have any comments, then please do leave them below. If you've liked what you've seen and you're excited about the rest of the series, then do hit the like button, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. And until next time, stay safe, enjoy what you're doing, but most importantly, happy farming.